Hello, my name is Eddie Morrell, and today we're going to be discussing the IEP process. We're going to discuss the referral process, the process of evaluation, eligibility determination, components of the IEP, as well as communication expected from the school, parent, and teachers, and a discussion of the ethical responsibilities that each teacher has to uphold the integrity of the profession during the IEP process. Let's get to it. In order to receive an IEP, you must be referred, and parents or the school in Tennessee can request to start the process. Now, parents can take feedback from pediatricians, psychologists, social workers as indicators of needing to be referred, but the parent must request the referral. Or, as I said earlier, the school can also request the referral. From the referral, the student's evaluated and then referred to special education if necessary for services. The evaluation process is fairly short in length. It has to be completed within 60 days of the request. Now, the recommendation for services during evaluation cannot be based on just one method of measurement. There has to be a battery of tests, and it has to show that the child is in need of services. The tests must be administered in the child's native language, and that's to help offset English language learners' already difficult responsibility of the English language. And the results must be made available to parents. And, based on those results, eligibility can be determined. Eligibility occurs when a student doesn't achieve comparably to same age peers, or there's a severe discrepancy between intellect and achievement. If the process is started early in elementary school, let's say second grade, when first benchmark tests are distributed, if the child is determined or reaches level 3 of RTI support, then special ed services are offered because the child is considered eligible. Now, there are many components to the IEP. There's a lot that we look for. This is a document that shapes the education of the child from document's inception all the way through to 21 years of age. So there's a whole lot of information that we like to glean from this document. What we look for in every IEP are present levels of performances. Where is the student now? What are they doing now? We also look for annual goals. Where do we want this child to be in a year? Any accommodations, such as software or chat boxes or technology or any equipment. Also, modifications to the curriculum or environment, such as extended reading time or being read to or taking extra breaks during a test. We look for those in the IEP as well. They need to be written in there in order to serve the student's needs. We also look for related services and supports, things like speech and language pathology. What else would we look for? We would look for occupational therapy, things to help the student overcome any deficits. Any outside learning counseling would also be considered part of related services. At 14 years of age, a transition plan comes into effect. So you'd also be looking for the transition plan. That's simply, what is the student going to do after graduation? Are they able to live by themselves? Will they have a job? Will they be living with family? Just a path of what they will be doing after graduation. And also be looking for any evaluations, benchmark testing, and quarterly progress monitoring. And finally, parental consent to the IEP. Those components are what we look for in an IEP and what we help to base the child's education. We also talk about communication between the school, the parents, and the teacher. This triangle of communication is vital to the success of the special needs student. We all have to be in lockstep because oftentimes the special needs student cannot be their own advocate. So in some form or another, we all have to advocate for the special needs student. Usually the parent is the strongest advocate for the student because they know them best. And we as educators, of course, want the best for our students. So, we tend to follow and to help set up what the parent feels is an appropriate education for their child. The responsibilities that we have to our profession are that every child deserves an education. Be they special needs, be they regular education, every child deserves an education. And it is our responsibility to make sure that we are giving the child that education to the best of our abilities as God intended us as educators. So, as long as we're following those guidelines, I feel like our ethics will definitely be in line, and it's nothing to worry about. And a lot of the information from this discussion has come from the Model Code of Ethics. Um, we've also looked at IDEA for some of these guidelines, and like to use both those documents continuously in order to keep our frame of mind correct and on track with our special ed students. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak. I hope you have a wonderful evening. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you. Goodbye.